Well, 2 days after watching the Christmas Chronicles, I decided it was time to watch the sequel, Christmas Chronicles 2, to see what all the fuss was about. And I have to say, I liked it, and I really liked it. This one was released this year on Netflix, and it's directed by Chris Columbus and written by Columbus and Matt Lieberman. And thankfully, the cast are all back. We have the same people playing the same characters, and we have some really interesting new characters as well. So obviously we have Kurt Russell as Santa Claus, Darby Camp as Kate, and Judah Lewis as Teddy, although Teddy's not in it as much as he was the first one. This very much follows Kate. Then we also have Goldie Hawn as Mrs. Claus, which I thought was fantastic casting. I think she's an absolutely splendid Mrs. Claus. And Jahzir Bruno as Jack, who is such a sweet character. I really like this, and I will explain his role in a moment, but the rest of this discussion will be spoiler free. I won't reveal any of the nitty gritties of the narrative. And we also have a new character called Belsnickel, and he's played by Julian Dennison, who is, well, I thought Julian Dennison as an actor was younger than he is. He's 18. But he is much younger than I thought Belsnickel was. I thought Belsnickel was much older. So that was a surprise, but really well acted character. So basically Kate and Jack find themselves back in the North Pole after they leave their vacation and leave their two sets of parents behind. Their mother, Kate and Teddy's mother, has started dating. And Kate in particular is not happy about that, so she tries to run away to the airport, but Jack ends up going along with her, and instead of going there, they end up at the North Pole. I won't explain how they get there because it's part of the magic, and I don't want to give too much away. But when they're there, they reacquaint Santa, and they meet Mrs. Claus, and they spend a lot of time there, and that for me is why this works. Now, there's a problem with one of the elves, an elf called Belsnickel, and he poses a great big threat to Santa and the North Pole and Christmas as we know it. And Santa and Mrs. Claus, with the help of Kate and Jack, have to try and save Christmas. And I think it's a lovely narrative. I really liked how it unfolded. It gets quite tense. And I think especially if you're a young child watching this, you could genuinely fear for the loss of Christmas. It gets quite dark, but also very beautiful. When it's dark, there are still a lot of magical lights, fairy lights, the Christmas star. Visually, it's such a gorgeous film. There's snow everywhere, and obviously Santa has his same beautiful suit. The costume is absolutely incredible, and Mrs. Claus looks amazing as well. And I absolutely loved it. I loved seeing Santa's village, or Mrs. Claus's village, and that dinner looked amazing with the broccoli cake. If you haven't seen the film, that's nicer than it sounds. Honestly, I'm genuinely pleased with it, and I do think that because it was set more in the North Pole than the first film was, I actually preferred it to the first film. And I wasn't sure if that would be the case, because usually sequels are not as good, but I actually think it was better. And I think focusing on the elves added an extra dimension of magic that we didn't get with the first film. And I hope they're doing a third. I really do. I will say that the beginning, when they're on vacation and it's bright sunshine and it doesn't feel like winter, that was really not Christmassy at all. And it felt kind of jarring, and I didn't like that. I'm not saying they couldn't start on vacation, but why couldn't they have been on vacation at a ski lodge or a snowy cabin? I just didn't like that aspect of it. It didn't work for the film, and it felt really uncomfortable with what I was expecting. But other than that, I honestly think it's brilliant. Belsnickel, brilliant character. Didn't know what to expect from him. Really liked him. Jack is a lovely new addition, and Goldie Hawn as Mrs. Claus, absolutely fabulous. So, does it live up to the hype? Absolutely. The Christmas Chronicles 2 genuinely is a brilliant magical film.